If I smiled at you today, would you believe I was breaking? Or would you say, you look happy? Sometimes the loudest cries never make a sound. Every mirror tells a different lie. It says I'm fine while my soul asks why. Another sunrise, another disguise, another day pretending I'm alive. I laugh when everybody laughs, hide the cracks behind the glass. Every I'm okay feels rehearsed, holding oceans ready to burst. They celebrate the version that they know, not the shattered one I never show. If tears were visible like rain, maybe someone would notice my pain. I'm not asking someone to save me, just don't disappear when you finally see the parts of me I always hide, the little child still trapped inside. I cry when nobody's watching, when the room goes quiet and the lights stop talking. I wear my smile like borrowed skin, but every night the storm begins. I'm loud enough to fool the world, too scared to let my heart unfurl. If you could hear these silent screams, you know I'm not as strong as I seem. The pillows know every secret I've kept, every promise, every tear I've wept. The moon has watched me lose the fight, trying to survive another night. I answer every text with good, even when misunderstood. Nobody sees the heavy weight hidden behind a smiling face. Some people only love your light until they see your darkest night. Then suddenly the room gets cold and every hand lets go. Maybe I'm not hard to love, maybe I've just met people who didn't know how. I cry when nobody's watching, when every memory keeps knocking. I build my walls so nobody knows how deep the lonely river flows. But somewhere underneath these scars, there's still a heart reaching for the stars. If you're crying while hearing me, you're not alone, you're just like me. I became an expert at pretending, smiling while my heart was ending, learning how to joke through pain so nobody would ask again. I've canceled plans because I couldn't breathe, but told them I just couldn't leave. Nobody knew I stayed in bed, fighting battles inside my head. Some mornings simply getting dressed feels like climbing Everest. Not because I don't wanna live, I'm just exhausted trying to give. I still remember younger days, thinking life would find a way, believing every dream came true. If you were kind and followed through, nobody warned me hearts could break without making any mistakes. Nobody said love could disappear, leaving silence louder than fear. Sometimes I miss the child I knew, who thought the whole world told the truth. I wonder where that dreamer went, maybe life just wore her thin. If you've been hiding tears tonight, please don't believe their weakness. Sometimes surviving is the bravest thing you'll ever do. Have you ever stared at your phone, waiting for one call to remind you you're not alone? Have you ever walked through crowded streets, feeling invisible Because somewhere someone needs to know they're not alone below. I cry when nobody's watching, but maybe someone else is listening. Maybe every hidden tear is bringing another broken soul near. We as strangers carrying the same pain, walking through different kinds of rain. If the song has found your heart, then you've never been alone from the start. When nobody notices you fight, keep holding on through one more night. The dawn has a way of finding the sky, even after the longest goodbye. If today was hard, I'm proud of you for making it this far. If your heart feels tired, rest, but don't give up. The world may never hear every tear you cry. Another birthday came and went, another wish that heaven kept. The candles burned, the room stayed still. I smile because I always will. I brought my own little cake, pretending it was no mistake. Sang happy birthday quietly, so nobody would pity me. Sometimes the loneliest celebration comes with the biggest decoration. A crowded feet, an empty room, trying to convince yourself you'll bloom. You don't always see depression. Sometimes it wears good conversation. Sometimes it's laughing with your friends while praying for the day to end. Sometimes it's answering every call, then crying in the bathroom stall. Sometimes it's saying I'm alright, just so nobody has to worry tonight. The strongest people that you know carry pain they'll never show, because somewhere they were taught that tears are something you should not. Every night my thoughts get louder, every memory grows heavier. Conversations I replay, wondering what I should have said. Did I love enough? Did I try enough? Was I too much, or never enough? Questions echo through my room, turning midnight into noon. Sleep keeps standing at my door, but never walks in anymore. If healing had a finish line, I'd crawl there if I had the time. If peace could hear me call its name, I'd whisper it through all this pain. Maybe I'm not falling apart, maybe I'm rebuilding a heart that's spent too many years believing it deserved every reason for leaving. I looked into my eyes today and almost turned my face away. Not because I hated me, I just forgot who I used to be. The dreams I carried years ago now feel like strangers I don't know. Life kept asking me to bend until I almost reached the end. But deep inside a tiny flame still remembers my real name, still believes beyond the scars there's a sky beyond these stars. If you're hearing in every word, feeling like your soul was hurt, maybe this was meant for you, because I've walked that darkness too. You don't have to hide your tears or measure pain in wasted years. You don't have to earn your place, because we're hiding, but because we finally healed. Until then, take one more breath, take one more step, one more sunrise, one more chance. Because even when nobody sees your tears, your courage still exists. And sometimes the bravest people are the ones who cry when nobody's watching, yet choose to keep living. I cry when nobody's watching. Nobody ever asks, "How are you?" when you're finally alone. Everybody knows the version that walks into the room with a smile. They know the laugh, the jokes, the conversations. But nobody knows how heavy my footsteps become when I finally walk back home. The silence always recognizes me, the walls remember my name. And every night I become honest again. I've become so good at pretending I'm okay. Sometimes even I believe it. I cry when nobody's watching, when every light goes dim. The strongest face I've ever worn falls quietly off my skin. Every tear I've hidden has learned to fall in silence. If hearts could speak instead of break, maybe someone would have heard mine. I cry when nobody's watching, because I don't know how to cry any other way. Have you ever sat in your car long after you got home, just because going inside felt harder than driving? Have you ever stared at your phone, reading old conversations, trying to remember what it felt like to be somebody's favorite person? Have you ever whispered, "I'll be okay," while secretly hoping someone would prove you wrong? People think healing is loud, that one morning you suddenly wake up happy. But healing sometimes looks like brushing your teeth when you don't want to, answering one text, taking one shower, making one meal, choosing to stay for one more sunset. Sometimes surviving is healing. No medals, no applause, just another quiet victory nobody ever sees. I cry when nobody's watching, when memories fill the room. Every smile I gave away returns as quiet gloom. I'm still carrying pieces of people who let me go, trying to build a future from everything I couldn't hold. I miss the version of me who believed people stayed forever, who trusted every promise, who thought love always sounded like forever. Life didn't break me overnight, it happened. One disappointment, one goodbye, one unanswered message, one forgotten birthday, one empty chair at a time. Some nights the loneliness gets creative. It convinces me everyone is happier without me. It tells me you've become too much, you asked for too much, you feel too much. But maybe I've only been asking to be loved honestly. If you're listening tonight and your heart feels tired, please don't mistake exhaustion for the end of your story. Rain doesn't apologize for falling, neither should you. silently asking, please don't leave. Maybe that's why we're all searching, not for perfect people, but for safe places, somewhere we don't have to perform, somewhere tears don't need permission, somewhere silence feels understood. I cry when nobody's watching, but maybe I am not alone. Maybe somewhere another heart is hearing these same words, but tears of its own. Maybe we're strangers holding the same invisible weight. Maybe surviving today is enough. Maybe tomorrow will hurt a little less. And maybe, just maybe, the tears we've hidden will become the reason someone else finds hope again. If today asked more of you than you thought you could give, yet you're still here, that matters. If your heart is breaking, keep it beating, because even the quietest tears still belong to a heart. Every morning starts the same, I whisper, today will change. But somewhere between the coffee and the clock, the heaviness finds me again. People tell me, keep your head up. I wish they knew. Some days just getting out of bed feels like lifting the whole world. I don't need perfect answers. Sometimes I just need someone to stay long enough to hear the silence. You saw the picture that I posted. You didn't see the tears before it. That smile took 20 different tries to hide the sadness in my eyes. The comments say, you look amazing. If only cameras could photograph the ache behind a heartbeat. Everybody edits happiness, nobody uploads the nights they cried themselves to sleep. There are names I still can't say out loud, songs I still have to skip, places I avoid, because memories don't stay in the past. They find you in grocery stores, traffic lights, coffee shops, random Tuesday afternoons. Healing isn't forgetting, it's learning how to breathe when memories visit. Sometimes I wonder what my younger self would think of me now. Would they be proud or would they ask, when did we stop believing everything would be okay? I tell that little dreamer, you'll lose people, you'll lose confidence, you'll lose pieces of yourself, but don't lose your kindness. The world needs that most. If you've ever felt forgotten, like your voice disappeared inside crowded rooms, this is for you. If you've ever waited for someone to notice you were quietly falling apart, this is for you. If you've ever questioned whether your life mattered, please hear this. You matter long before someone says you do. Your value has never depended on who stayed or who left. I don't know what tomorrow looks like. Maybe it'll still hurt. Maybe I'll still cry when nobody's watching. But maybe I'll laugh a little longer, sleep a little deeper, hope a little louder. Maybe healing isn't one giant miracle. Maybe it's 1,000 tiny moments where we choose not to give up again and again and again.